Hey guys, what's going on? It's Chaff. Just doing a sort of off the cuff response to the current state of the whole "this is how you don't play" trend, in response to a rather noticeable sudden change. I kind of gathered my thoughts on this, but I didn't take any notes, and I'm too lazy to, so I'm kind of going to be rambling a little bit here, but, so bear with me. I just felt I needed to get this off my mind while it's still more or less fresh, and so I wouldn't have to think about it anymore. So, as you know, for the past 4 years, "this is how you don't play" montages have been a thing. Evil AJ started it with MGS2, and I'm not sure what he was thinking when he first made that. I doubt he ever expected it to be that huge or suddenly go viral or anything like that, but man, he hit the nail on the head when he first put that out. Like, I don't know, it was just a stroke of luck. Was he just in the right place at the right time and with the right idea, But it's been a very interesting 4 years seeing the kinds of montages people have put out based on Phil's playthroughs, including the ones that I've made myself. When I first got into this, I was just being a cocky little shit and thinking to myself, oh, I can make better montages than that AJ guy. You know what I mean? And I just sat down, opened up Vegas, and started putting stuff together. And I look back at Jack and Daxter, and that montage is just so, simply thrown together. Like the way I didn't scale down the comments right. Some of them were too big. Some of them were kind of small. Some of them didn't stay on screen long enough and all that. But it's been an interesting time because I really liked that this trend inspired people to really push their editing skills. Like, I've become more comfortable with Sony Vegas through these montages at this point than I was when I first started, and I was using Vegas to edit the playthroughs for Jeanne d'Arc on the PSP. I think that was my first Vegas edited playthrough. I think, but now that I have my own pipeline that I use when I do these montages, where all I do is look for spikes in the audio tracks and then just cut things out, and I have the lead up to the fail itself, and then the rant after the fail, and rinse and repeat. Put some comments on screen, maybe some funny movie clips or something in between, stuff like that, just to kind of spice it up. Music every now and then. And my main thing was, I wasn't really trying to emulate AJ. Honestly, I was kind of following more in the steps of Sebastopol Queen with the Dark Souls death montages, because that was perfect. You just have the moment leading up to something happening, it happens, and then all hell breaks loose. And for some reason, that just manages to stay engaging for, an hour or two or even 3 at a time. That was the thing about these montages that made them so big, is because the montages themselves were big. There were plenty of fan-made montages in the past, but they were oh, DSP funny moments, number whatever, based on this game and all that. And they were maybe maybe 10 to 15 minutes at the most. Because, back then, we were all still under the 15-minute limit back in the day. But, and those were okay, but what Evil AJ started was the first time, maybe the first time you were seeing a complete compilation that encapsulates all of the fails of an entire playthrough. And because of that, it almost feels like it's telling a story through the failing gameplay, you know? Like, you see him fail at one part of the game, and then the next, and the next, and the next, and the next, until the end of the game. And, you know, it might give some people the impression that the montage is, indicative of the entire playthrough. And no, that's not the thing. It never was. At least, you know, to me. Like, if you, the viewer, see a montage of mine and think that, oh, just because, you know, there's 3 hours of Phil failing at Jack 2, then the entire playthrough must be that bad. And, you know, no, that's not necessarily true. Well, I mean, in the case of Jack 2, it kind of is, but I digress. It's, you know, it's up to you. If you want to go see his original playthrough, go ahead. I'm not going to hold it against you. You don't have to take my montage as gospel. It's not the end-all, be-all decision on the quality of the content. Content with a K, of course. You know, it's up to you. Use your own discretion when you see a montage. Just enjoy it for what it is. A fail montage. No more, no less. And I think that's the best way for anyone to enjoy them, I guess. But the main reason why I'm making this is because recently, Phil has decided to turn around on his previous thoughts on the whole this is how you don't play trend. He seems to be embracing it. In fact, he's actually putting them on one of his channels, KO Gaming, which is mainly a channel for reviews, montages, countdowns, things like that. Now, in the past, he tried to do his own with a series called Hits of the Week, and that only lasted like, what, a month at most, because he couldn't find the time to edit the montages himself. They were taking time away from time that could be spent, you know, recording gameplay or recording reviews or the weekend preview, etc. So he pretty much canned that. And then, like, what, in the past week, we've already seen 2, like, you know, I guess not official, but, well, like, he put out a, excuse me, there was a Dark Souls montage. Yeah, there was like a montage of that, and then like a mini marathon of something. Hold on, let me look at my phone. There was the Dark Souls one, and then there was a mini marathon of... Hold up. Looking at my phone here. Oh no, he did a Resident Evil 7 mini montage. And then just yesterday, he put out what he considers the first official, you know, this is how you don't play. Because it's directly from his channel. Now, the thing about these, you know, this is how you don't play montages is that they're not made by him. They're made by fans, which is cool. And, you know, one, not controversy, but kind of detail that kind of got people concerned was the fact that they're making these montages for him for free. And he's getting, you know, paid for it essentially from the ad revenue and stuff. Now, at first, that kind of got under my skin, but I can kind of understand if a fan wants to make something for his favorite content creator and then not wanting to get paid in return. That's understandable. You don't have to get paid to do something for someone you like. That's, hey, you know, more power to you. If you want to make montages for the guy, go right ahead. I can't stop you. But what kind of gets me is, you know, he waited 4 years to do this. Like, he literally put up that montage, the Resident Evil 7 one, on the 4-year anniversary of This Is How You Don't Play. Now, that's strangely accurate timing on his part, but I'm not going to go into that detail. But apart from taking 4 years to suddenly turn around and get back into this and accept it and try and make it his own. What gets me is that he never really tried to monopolize on it completely. Because I remember, I think I made a comment on the first Hits of the Week video where I said that he could 100% monopolize on the trend by making them himself. Like, what if he, took all the footage from, any kind of recording or stream session, and he cut out all of the fails and rants, etc. And then when he uploads the usual videos for DSP Gaming, you would see the edited versions. And then later on down the line, he could take all that extra fail footage, put it together, and have his own exclusive This Is How You Don't Play, made completely from footage that he had that no one else had access to. And then that could potentially kill it. You know what I mean? That could have been his opportunity. Because you got to think about it. If he doesn't want me making a 3-hour montage of Jak 2, then he shouldn't put that content out there for people to see and for them to use. Like, you know what I mean? If he had taken all of that failed footage and just hidden it away, put up edited playthroughs like, or most usual YouTubers that do Let's Plays, and then take all that footage and make his own montages, he could have, completely taken it over. And then he would have already been, making money off it, even when the fad was still at the height of its popularity, because it's been around for 4 years and it's kind of died down. Granted, people still make them and they're still good. I still see lots of pretty good montages out there, but it's not as popular as it used to be. Like, if anything, it seems like the Let's Endures from the Sons of Kojima tend to get more views than the actual montages that people first put out, which is, kind of cool. I'll actually enjoy those Let's Endures a lot. But that's one thing. But what gets me really 100% about this whole situation is that this turnaround seems too sudden. Like, I'm not buying it. I'm not saying that there's something shady, but I am saying that there's something slightly shady. I don't know. Like, suddenly, This Is How You Don't Play isn't so bad. It just shows me failing at games, and it kind of makes fun of me. And I just don't think that he would be so quick to suddenly change his opinion on all of this and have it be a genuine response. I think, because, considering he used to say that we were all mentally ill, that we should be banned from his life, and yada, 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 that amongst all our usual criticisms of Phil, but, all of the things he said, and then suddenly he turns around and that's it? Like, we're just supposed to accept it? I don't know. What I think is he's turning it around in an attempt to save face. Like, I mean, if he really truly wanted to embrace this, then I would think that he would want to talk directly to AJ, maybe have some type of actual dialogue with him on a, on stream or on video or something. You know what I mean? Like, no more one-sided arguments, behind blocks on Twitter or being banned from the forums. Like if he really wants to try and mend this burning bridge between him and his critics, then he needs to talk to them directly. Like, as directly as possible anyway. Unblock them on Twitter, maybe invite them to a stream to co-commentate on something. You know what I mean? Like, properly bury the hatchet here if you're gonna, try and overcome this. Well, I don't know what I'm trying to say here. Like, the short version is, I just don't fully believe that Phil is coming around on This Is How You Don't Play, because he wants to try to end the arguments and debates with his, detractors and critics. I honestly just think he's doing it for the money. And I mean, if he's getting paid for this, that's fine. I can't, you can't stop him. It's his channel. It's his original footage being put out there and everything. But I don't know. Something about it just does not feel right. And I honestly cannot find the right words to describe it right now. Maybe someone out there can do it better than me. If you've got some suggestions, some ideas, some more articulate responses to this whole situation, post a comment or something, ask me about it on Twitter, whatever you want. I don't know.